Hey guys, Sam here with D-Life HD. Today I want to talk to you guys about, oh boy, Nintendo's Virtual Console on the Switch. It's not pretty right now. Let's be honest, it's not been a very good experience for the consumer.
Switch, 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 switch it up. Switch, 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 switch it up. I was a worker, had to upgrade to a boss. I had to switch it up. Used to live in the hood, but had to upgrade to a loft. I had to switch it up.
So far, we've gotten a handout of NES and Super Nintendo games for Nintendo Switch Online members, but there have been no options to purchase the games. And there have been a weird assortment of other games available on the eShop, but those have all been through third parties. We've seen a couple of Game Boy games get uploaded. We've seen quite a few arcade games, as well as Neo Geo. It's just been a little bit weird. And the thing is, depending on the publisher, they might include save states or graphical options, but you're not guaranteed consistency across all these titles. It is so annoying because you can finally play a game, but then you'll get another game and the options that you liked from the previous will not be available. It's just very frustrating. So, with Super Mario 3D All-Stars coming to Switch, we saw a Nintendo 64 game, a GameCube game, and a Wii game. A lot of people were wondering if this was sort of a test, if Nintendo would start bringing over games from these three systems. If they did, then we would have every system up to the Wii U, home console that is, available. We'd have NES, Super Nintendo, N64, GameCube, Wii, and then Wii U is pretty much a separate thing. It's pretty much every good Wii U game is being ported over to the Switch, so there's really no reason for a virtual console for a system that is only one generation behind the one that's current. So, yeah. But anyway, I have a bit of a proposition for how it could have been done better and how I would love to see it in the future if Nintendo decides to pursue the virtual console avenue again. So on the Wii, which was their first system to offer Virtual Console, and on the 3DS, and on the Wii U, you could buy games for just a couple of bucks each. Starting on Wii U, or actually no, starting on the 3DS, you got save states. On the Wii, there was really no additional features. On the 3DS, you got save states, and occasionally some minor graphical appearances, options. And then on the Wii U, you got a lot of different options. You got no graphical options, sadly, except for a smoother on a couple of games, which was a little awkward looking. But you did get save states as well as button remapping, which is really, 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 really nice, depending on what game you're playing, because some older games just don't translate to modern controllers very well, and it really helps to remap your controls. Anyway, that was a pretty good system, being able to just buy your games. Although it was a shame that none of your games carried over from system to system. It would have been really nice if we could just buy it once and have it come with us to every new system, but no. You're going to have to rebuy Super Mario Bros. 3 times across all those devices. So that's a shame. So I get what Nintendo was going for with Switch Online, saying, well, no one wants to pay for all these games again, so let's just give them out for free as a bonus with the Switch Online service, which most people are going to have. Well, that makes sense, but when it comes to game preservation, it's not an optimal system, because once Nintendo Switch Online dies out, which it inevitably will, those games are going to be lost forever, and you'll never be able to play the likes of Super Mario Bros., or Legend of Zelda: A Link to the Past, or Super Metroid, or any of these great games on your Switch. Nintendo has implemented some really nice features that are exclusive to Switch too, like online play for multiplayer games, as well as more graphical options similar to the ones found on the Super Nintendo Classic and NES Classic. And they have also given us rewinds, save states, and quite a few games that were never seen before on any of their services. So I do like what they have going here. It's kind of nice. but I feel like a little change could make it a lot better. Now here's what I'm proposing. They need to treat their retro library similar to how Xbox treats Game Pass. I think it would be amazing if all of these games would be available for free to Nintendo Switch Online users, and they could pick and choose which ones they're interested in playing from the Nintendo Switch Online icon, which has been added to the home screen recently, and then install those games to their home menu, or access them from the hub. Either way. And they would have all the features available to them that are already in those apps. Or, now here's the other option. If they didn't want to buy a Nintendo Switch Online subscription, or if they wanted to hold on to the game beyond the subscription, you could make each of those games available for purchase as well. For instance, you would be able to buy an NES game for, say, $5, or a GameCube game for maybe $20. But the way it is right now, it seems like Nintendo is not interested in that. We're seeing them release Skyward Sword, another Wii game, for a full $60, which is an HD upscan, up-res, and not much else. And they're also, in the past, they released Xenoblade Chronicles Definitive Edition for the same price, which was also a Wii game, but it got a complete overhaul and new story. So it's like, what? How can you charge the same for those two very different products? It's very confusing. It seems to me that Nintendo should be charging a flat rate for Wii games, even if they have HD. Just go ahead and give it to us for like $20, I'd say. That's about the most I'm willing to spend on a Wii game. GameCube, I'd say about similar, maybe 15. But these games have been lost to time. The GameCube games, a lot of Wii games. These things just need to be made playable on Switch forever. And you don't have to buy everything. And it'll be really nice just with your Switch Online to be able to play whatever game you wanted. And if you like something, you can drop a couple bucks and keep it forever, and you'll know that you'll have it there. And that would have been a great way to release Fire Emblem, for instance, was a recent release. They got a North American translation for the first time ever. Would have been really nice if you could have just played it for free, and if you liked it and wanted to hold on to it, then pay a couple bucks and you can keep it. It would have been really cool. Well, I'm not really sure why they haven't done something like this. Would be really nice. And if they weren't willing to give everything to you for free, they could put it on rotation, which games are available each month, and then take things off. And then if you wanted to keep playing, you could buy the game, but you could play it for free as long as you wanted during those openings. That would be another solution. I just feel like anything is better than what they're doing right now, and they really need to start getting all these systems in there. I'm talking, there were a lot of third-party systems available on Wii, for instance. You had so many, and they need to be getting these in here and giving these developers a way to release their games on the Nintendo Switch Online service and eShop, so that everything can be a little bit more consistent. It would be really nice if we could have had Game Boy games on the Switch, and when Square decides to release some of their Game Boy RPGs, they could do it within Nintendo's own official framework and not have to create their own proprietary app for it. Would have been really nice to see, but now it's too late for that. It's just too late. And so, at this point, I think the damage has been done, but on Nintendo's next system, it would be really nice to see them just do this a lot better, for real. I mean, if Nintendo decides to go the route of taking the Switch concept with their next system, like a Switch Pro, for instance, just imagine how cool it would be to be able to play all of their systems, all these amazing games, and then just purchase them and keep them on there forever. I mean, it's actually really novel to be able to play games like Super Nintendo and Nintendo, which are home consoles, on the go. And it's also pretty novel to be able to play a game like a Game Boy game or a Game Boy Advance game up on the big screen. We've seen instances of this in the past. Like we've played SNES games on 3DS, so that's been portable, and we've played Game Boy Advance games on Wii U, so we have seen instances of this, but I'm talking Game Boy Color, N64. It would be a first time for us to be able to play these games on the go. That would be absolutely incredible. So please, Nintendo, just rethink what you're doing here. Give us a service that is worth being subscribed to for besides just Nintendo Switch Online. Give us a large library of games. If you have to charge us more, do it. I don't care. I'm willing to pay like $30-40 a year for a subscription instead of $20 if I can actually play some good games. And give us the option to purchase these games, please. And make a promise to us that any games we purchase will be carried along with us to the next system, so that we don't have to keep rebuying these games and paying $60 to play Mario 64 on our Switch just because our copy from the Wii U, 3D, not 3DS, and Wii didn't come along with us. That would be really awesome. Anyway, it's been a bit of a ramble. I had my thoughts somewhat collected when I started this, but kind of just spitballing, so sorry if it's all over the place. But anyway, let us know in the comments what your thoughts are on the Virtual Console / NSO situation. What games do you want to play that are currently missing? What systems do you want to see that are currently missing? And what do you think of the way that Nintendo has handled this? Love talking to you guys, so I'd be very interested to see what you have to say about it. Personally, I just want to play GameCube games. I want to play Paper Mario: The Thousand Year Door real bad. And I also really want to play the original Paper Mario. And I'm not one for emulation, but even if I was, Paper Mario and just so many N64 games just do not emulate well. So we need Nintendo to give us an official way to play it. Please, Nintendo, please don't make me dig out a Wii U. Please. Alright guys, thanks for watching. Remember to like the video. Check us out on Twitter, and if you want to keep talking to us, you can always join our Discord, where we're happy to have you, and we can chat with you pretty much about anything video game related. Until next time, I've been Sam, you've been watching D-Life HD, and remember, always stay one up.